This is Shanita Perdomo here with my co-host.
Hi, everybody. I'm Avia.
All right, and you are now tuning in to the third episode of Oakland Girl Live. We in this G thing, and we are sitting here with Taji, as most of y'all know her, Simmons. And man, I'm just so excited. We already had our little pump up conversation.
Yep.
So we shook all the jitters off,
We ready.
and we getting
Yep.
ready to talk to y'all. Okay, now before we get into it though, Taji, we always like to do an icebreaker.
Okay.
And let me share my screen because this stuff is probably easy to us, but for those who don't know, we gonna let them know. But let's see what we know. Let's see what we know. Okay, so we are going to play the Oakland Girl Live Town Trivia. All
Oh,
right, and
now trivia.
this is the music edition. So next
Mhm.
time, Avia, we can decide a different edition. Maybe we could do a political edition or
Okay.
something like that. But today we're going to do the music edition. Okay, so round one. Here we go. What female R&B group got their start in Oakland?
Oh.
In Vogue.
Oh, I should know that.
Oh, I'm guessing.
Oh, you
Oh.
guessed it? Okay, what you think, Taji?
I was gonna say in Vogue, but since she said in Vogue, I'm gonna go with I don't know SWV.
In Vogue.
Oh, it's in Vogue. Okay.
It is
I
in
felt like I had to
Vogue.
choose another one different. A different one.
I was trying to get the music on there. I couldn't do it.
Straight up, right.
All right, round two.
Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
Okay,
Never
thank you,
gonna
thank
get
you,
it.
Which Oakland legend was known as a dancer before becoming a
Mac
rapper?
Dre.
MC Hammer.
Oh, MC Hammer. Yeah, I didn't. Okay.
Mac Dre.
The Dizzle dance. I mean, he was
I
both.
know, I'm like,
I was right. Okay.
wait, no, yeah, MC Hammer. I danced with him before. Yeah. I was
You
on
dance
stage.
with him?
Let's
Not
go.
close, but we was on the stage together.
Okay.
I'm screaming.
Hammer
Okay.
time.
We need that
was the
story
Hammer
later.
time.
We need that story later. Round three.
Round three.
Before Closer, Guapale's breakout album in 2001 was initially sold independently out of what?
The truck or car.
Look, beauty supply store.
Okay, with the Ripper Slippers. All right, we got truck at her car.
That's all I can think.
I don't know.
Okay, beauty supply stores. Here we go. Beauty supply stores.
Beauty supply stores. Okay, okay, Avia.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Oh
It
my
makes
goodness.
sense.
I have to choose the ghettoest option.
Oh yeah, we definitely need that story later on about you dancing with MC Hammer because
Oh
that's
no,
crazy.
for sure. I'm so
It's
interested.
fun.
Yeah.
Wait, because that means you can dance too.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so thank you so much for playing
that was
town
fun.
trivia. Town trivia.
Trivia. I like
All
that.
right, town trivia. So now let's just jump into it, Taji, and
Okay.
just tell us your Oakland Girl story, wherever you want to start, and then we'll have some questions after that.
All right, cool. So I'm Tajanee. Most of you guys know me as Taji. I was born and raised in Oakland, right? California. Went from the west to East Oakland. Attended all the Oakland public schools, started at Parker Elementary, then went to Frick Middle School, and then went to Castlemont, right? I went to EOSA. So yeah.
Look, I was in the
East Oakland School of the Arts. I graduated from there, guys. From there, I went to Cal State Northridge, right? Which was too close, like in the Orange County area. From there, I got a scholarship to run track at Boise State. From there, went to go get another degree at Grambling State. So at HBCU, all black college. Time of my life.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. And
Quick bio.
huh?
Oh yeah.
It went by quick.
Yeah, it was quick. Yeah.
Now I remember. I don't know if we were at where is this feedback coming from? Hold on. I don't know if we were at school or if we were more on Facebook.
Mhm.
And it was one time I asked you, do you want to join the Olympics or run at the Olympics? And you were like, no, I'm not trying to do that. Why? Why did you say
Okay, so I wasn't track was never really my thing. That was something that I just happened to be good at. So,
Mm.
in I'm gonna say middle school, I think. My mother's friend had an uncle who had a track club. So that was
Mm.
the East Bay Track Club. And so he needed, girls to run on his team. So we just started running for him. We really no direction. We was just like, sure. And he used to buy us stuff like gifts and food and all of that. So we started running track for him. I looked up, everybody stopped. Like everybody quit. It was about 8 girls from the hood. We was all running. They quit. So I was gonna quit, right? And he came
Mm.
to my mama's house and was just like, "No, you're not quitting. Like you could actually keep going and like get a scholarship to run." And I'm just like, I still was kind of like hesitant, but I'm like, okay, that sounds fun. Sure, let's just go. I was young, right? I wasn't going to college like right away, but I'm like, fine. So I let him like talk me into staying. But when I got to high school again, I ran track. I was a dancer. I was
Mm.
so serious about dance. Me and Miss Goodwin class. That was my favorite. Then I cheerleaded for a year before the cheerleading scandal happened, and I don't know, our coach, the money, something happened, and it was over. I was captain. For those of you who don't know, I was a cheerleading captain.
The
Yeah, so it was
cheerleading
some bring it on.
scandal.
Yeah, let us know
Right.
about
We're
that.
gonna get back to that.
Yeah.
Right. And so yeah, I ended up getting a scholarship to run track. Right, I was a hurler, 100-meter hurler, 400-meter hurler, and I went with that because that was
Mm,
where the money was at. So that
yeah,
was an easy choice.
yeah. But you
Yeah.
didn't want to go to the Olympics.
No, it was never a dream of mine. I was just doing it because I could, you know.
Okay. All right. I heard that. All right, Taji. So I know you from Castlemont, and we have probably several little mutual friends
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
several.
that as we got into high school, you knew them, I knew them,
Yeah.
and I don't remember a particular origin story of like,
Mhm.
hey, my name is Shanita, my name is Tajanee. Like, I don't remember an origin story. It was just always, hey, how you doing, how you doing? And you stayed on Lacey,
Yep.
and I had my cousin sisters were also from Lacey, stayed on Lacey, something about
Okay.
Lacey. So I think maybe it was a little bit of that.
Yep.
But tell us, let's just start from high school.
Okay.
Tell us what your life was like in high school.
Mm.
And because today we're going to talk about how you broke free and how you
Okay.
healed from generational cycles. So I don't want to ask you specific things. I just kind of want you to flow into it. So tell us kind
Yeah.
of what your life was like in high school.
High school, it's crazy. I was living two very different lives in high school because academically, right, I was a cheerleader. I was a dancer. I was running track. I was in the AP classes, right, my college prep classes. But when I went home, I was in the streets. Like growing up on 72nd, we were known for fighting, right? There were so many of us. There was a clique of young girls with very little guidance. I'm gonna say some of us had no guidance, right? Your typical like our parents. A lot of our parents were addicts. Either if it wasn't crack, it was alcohol. If they weren't drinking alcohol, they were high as a kite. So essentially, we had a lot of freedom, and my mother had a very open household. And when I say that, I mean that all my friends could come over any given times, all throughout the day, all throughout the night. They can spend a night. My mother allowed young boys to come over, so we would be 15 deep, literally
Mm.
3 beds, literally like co-ed slumber parties. It was such a party house at the time. It was normal. I didn't know that, you know what I mean, that was too much, you know what I mean, for some young girls. And but that's how we was living. We was hitting parties, kind of like running wild, getting into fights, just for no reason, essentially for no reason. But um, we did a lot of that, and then there were some other things that were happening within the girls that I used to hang with, right? Some prostitution, some stealing. Some of them were in and out of jail. Some teen pregnancy, all of those negative things that you think of when you just think about your typical like hood
Mm,
female, um, pretty much.
mm,
And it's funny when I think about it, how many fights I actually had, because your girl can scrap, I really can, but
right.
Like I feel like for me, I was always a sweet girl. You know, I was always
Yeah.
bubbly, full of energy, full of excitement. I wouldn't say I was a negative person, but I was always just throwing them. Like for
Yeah.
whatever reason, I feel like there was a lot of things happening amongst my group. And I was
Mm.
like one of those, like the female, the go to, like Taji's gonna fix this, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of what happened, I'm
Yeah.
letting her know this is what's about to happen. I'm like, oh, like that. You know, this that's what happened, or are we gonna fix that? You know,
Yeah.
things are gonna be arranged. We're gonna take care of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
super young.
You were very much a leader.
Yeah, very
Very much a
influential.
general, very much a chief, very much,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, sure.
just from on the outside looking in, I was in another building, and I didn't have I think I was so into I was living in a pastor house.
Yeah, yeah,
So I probably would have been doing similar things.
yeah.
But I was living with a pastor. So it was like, you know, I felt that I had to be a pastor kid pressure.
Uh-huh.
And I was in foster care. So it was like, okay, I have to live my life a certain way if I want to stay somewhere and not be in a group home pretty much.
Absolutely. Yep.
But I did have moments at school, you know, where I got into arguments with people and things like that, but not in a way that you in your friend group and Avia, so you know, like they were just the group. They were
Yeah.
just known, right? And I looked up an article that was from I think it was about youth uprising, and they were doing the dance competitions way back when. Hold on, let me disconnect this mic. Okay. I wonder if that was a problem.
That's better.
I still hear feedback.
Yeah, I do too.
So, hold on, let me just look around real quick. Okay, so I looked at the article and pretty much you just did the dance competition. The night was so fun, and then
Yeah.
afterwards, you and your group got into a fight with another group.
Oh, right. Yep, I remember that.
Okay, so tell us about that.
I remember the name of the group too. I didn't even go through it out there, but I honestly, Nita, I don't even know what happened. I just looked up in front of the Youth Uprising building, in front of the glass, and I saw somebody, you know, that I used to run with, swinging, fighting for her life, right? Then I looked to the right, and then another one of us was fighting. And then I looked to my left, and it was one of them. And then so we got it on. And it was just so pointless because even at the end of the fight, none of us knew what it was about. And then I remember Alice Simmons, right, the one who used to be the executive director of Youth Uprising, just seeing us in action. And then she got us all together at the end of the squabble and was like, what was that about? Like, you know,
Right.
you guys are on this terrible path. Like there are other things
Mhm.
that you're doing. Like you come use your Youth Uprising membership. There's some you can be doing some constructive things. Like
Yeah.
this is the first time I heard about you guys and you know having these fights and all these negative things and um yeah, we got connected with the case managers at Youth Uprising. Each of us had our own. Mine was very dear to my heart. I call her my second mom because she was the one that
Oh,
was like my avenue to college and everything. But
Wow.
they got us right. We was getting school clothes, and some of us was utilizing the studio time to dance. There were
Okay,
so
youth
many
uprising.
services. Yeah, like
Yeah.
literally just came through. Yeah, it's funny because I'm thinking about it. It's like we just kind of needed something else to do with our time.
Mm.
yeah.
Even with me and all the things I had to do after high school, right? Like
Yeah.
like dance, cheerleading, that little bit of time I had to do other things is like it was utilized, you know?
Yeah.
Not
Mhm.
even
Good.
and so
That's
that was one of the
awesome.
things that kind of like had us pivot just a little bit, right?
Yeah. That's awesome. And that actually leads me into one of my questions. And it is, did you consider yourself a leader? And if not, was it Miss Alice who told you that? Or was it like, you know, you were just out here having to kind of watch over your friends and family? And even when you were talking about your mom house,
Yep.
the other, you know, you called it a party house and all the things, but I also see it as a safe house
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, um, my house wasn't open like that,
Yep.
right? My mama would be like, I don't know them kids and this and this. But I remember being a kid like that, going to my friend's house,
Yeah.
their mama house, they mama letting me stay and spend the night, and I just felt safe. So, um, do you feel like you were a leader in that way as well, by just
Oh
helping
yeah.
people feel safe?
Yeah, absolutely. And when you put it like that, Nita, yes, very much so. Because my mother, she did cook for everybody under that roof. And me being an adult looking back, like how much toilet paper was that? How many
Mm,
how many extra, like she literally took care of all of us. And so I think naturally just my personality, I already knew that I was a leader. I had a lot of influence amongst my friends. They kind of flocked to me. They all loved me down. I
yeah,
loved them down to the ground. I created a space for everybody to be them.
yeah.
That's what it was. And even in my home, my mother had a lot of respect for me too. So I
Mm,
made a lot of executive decisions even in my household and at a very young age. And sometimes I tell people it was just like I have the highest, education in the home. But even when I was young, it was just like I hadn't even graduated, those couple of times
mhm,
from college. So it's just like whatever it was, I just felt like my mom put a lot of trust in me. Even when I'm out late, I'm doing this. She's just like, my daughter's gonna do the right thing, whatever
mm,
it says goes. Um, because my mama was outside too. She was a party girl. She was getting drunk with her friends. She was still young. She was fly. And so I was holding the fort down until she got back. Sometimes when she got back, it was okay. Other times it wasn't because she was just way too drunk and it went
yeah,
down. But I think overall, I've always kept everybody safe under that household. Like
mm,
any issue they had, I was going to fix it. Or even in my household, my mama whooped my sister too hard. That was the problem. We gonna have a meeting. It was just that's
yeah.
just who I was. Like
Wow.
that's who I was. Like nah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Avia, you want to jump in real quick
I
before?
wanted to, yeah, I mean, I'm in awe, especially when you said executive decision at a
Uh,
young age. That's not really like innate, especially if you didn't see that growing up. So
no,
I'm just like really curious, if the person from Youth Uprising wasn't influencing you back then, or if it wasn't
mhm.
like your mom or somebody, like, where do you think that comes from? Like a great grandpa,
I know, right?
grandfather, a
It's
movie you watched, a commercial, something.
I still really question that as well because Youth Uprising, like Dais and all this, they came a little bit later. So
Yeah.
just right off, I have no idea because there were some things that my mother kind of like wavered on. Like we could tell her like we're sick, we don't feel like going to school. We could tell her like I'm just not going. It's cold. I just don't want to go, and she was cool with that, right? But I wasn't. It was just like I was somebody who liked school. I was a fighter
Yeah.
who, but I really loved school. I liked to learn. I wanted to do more. There was things that I wanted to know. And so I had a sister, and one of my sisters was like, "No," she said, "I ain't gotta go. Like, I'm not going." And I'm like, "No, you are, but you are though." And we fought about it, like, because I'm like, "You're going to school. You're gonna be under this roof. You're going to school." My one of my younger sisters, she was too little to know what was going on. Then later, my mom had my brother. They were just too little. But at that time, I really don't even know. I don't
Do
know. I
you
just knew it was the right thing to do. Like some things, I just knew it was the right thing to do.
do you think that like subconsciously it forced you to be in that like maternal role since your mom took the back seat? Like no
Uh,
one taught you, but your motherly instincts, clicked, or maybe just wanting to be what your mom should have been to like your siblings or in that environment kind of came out just
oh
as
yeah.
as almost, it's kind of like a reaction to action or lack thereof.
No, absolutely. Just being the oldest sibling, right? And again, there was so many nights where she was just too drunk to even
Mm,
just know what was going
yeah.
on in the house. Like it was like there was a time where like she was asleep. She just came in from partying hard, and she had my little
Mm,
brother at the time, and he was just crying all through the night. And so I went in there, and I'm like, why is he crying? And she was kind of halfway rolled over on his body, right? Like if she rolled over a
mm,
little bit more, she could have suffocated him. And I kind of had to pry him from under her. I remember him being soaking wet. His pamper was just the pamper. It should have been changed a long time ago. So I remember changing them and giving them a bottle, and I was so mad. Ooh, I was so mad. Like like I really in my body. Like it was. I had so much anger. I'm like, this woman better be lucky she sleep, because if you did something to my little brother, like these were my babies, like my
mm,
sisters, my brothers. It just felt like just me. I think definitely me being the oldest. I just really took my role very seriously, and I
mm.
just really wanted to protect them from her, from the world, from And not to say that she was a bad mother or anything like that, because we didn't go without, clothes, shoes, food, all of those things. But there were some things that my mother just did not know because of
Yeah.
her upbringing and what her mother presented to her,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
that I just wasn't cool with, and I
Yeah.
was correcting those things, and so
Mm.
I do
Mm.
what I do.
That's
So
a good point.
I would assume that that's when you knew, or one of the moments where you knew that it was a generational cycle at
Oh,
play.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
your mom was partying is not wrong, but
hmm
until it gets excessive and it starts to bleed into your responsibilities.
hmm
You mentioned your mom drinking.
yeah,
So, and then you just said, hey, she didn't know, right? You gave her that grace.
Hmm.
She was just repeating what was shown to her.
sure.
So, at what time did you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to protect my siblings, I'm going to make the executive decisions?
hmm
But was there a time where you felt like you were afraid of going into the same cycles?
You know what? No, Nita, it was crazy because I think as far as protecting my siblings and everything, it was like episode by episode because there was like different things that happened to where
Hmm.
I knew like this, like her drinking is actually a serious problem. Like just another episode was when she came home, broke all the dishes, she left, she was blowing
Hmm.
up our phones, telling us she was gonna commit suicide. And I'm like, what do you want me to do with that? Like even, in that instance, I just kept my composure and I'm just like what am I supposed to do when you telling me this? Like
Yeah.
what do you want me to do about this? I'm X amount of years old and it's just like, so are you gonna do it or what? How should I prepare? Like what are the next steps in this? And so I will say that is, and her mother was a heavy drinker as well. She drank so much she kind of what was it? She almost had, or did she have cirrhosis of the liver? Something like that. It was one of those things that comes from like alcoholism and everything. But I just feel like after seeing so many different things, it was just like, no, this ain't cool. Like,
Yeah.
um, and then when I did taste liquor, it was disgusting, disgusting. I'm like, I don't want to drink this anyway. Like,
Mm,
but I do remember like as I got older and started to just go into college life, I'm like, beer too fizzy. I don't like it. It fill my stomach up. Little liquor. I'm like, I'll try it. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking about like this was my mother's demise. This was her mother's demise. It's just
Uh,
like, how many shots do it take to get addicted, or how many drinks? Like, is that
mm,
something that's in my blood? Because it went from her
yeah,
mother to her. And
yeah,
I'm like, am I safe? But then I
yeah.
looked up, I was like 26. I'm like, if it ain't happened, I think I'm good. Plus, again, I'm just not interested in drinking. So that was my journey with that.
Yeah,
mm,
and
mm,
that's what a generational cycle is, and it's something I actually just I did a lot of homework on, just digging into my parents' history and mainly my mother's, because I don't know my father. Don't know my real father, just know his name, never seen his face. Like, I don't know who this man is. And and I learned that a generational cycle, a generational curse, a generational pattern, generational blessing, right? It's a proclivity. So it happens perpetually. It could be a desire, it could be an environmental thing,
Again,
right? Like you don't even know. Use myself for example. I don't even know my real father,
yeah,
and I wonder what type of patterns or mannerisms, right, that I have because it's just in my DNA. But more
absolutely.
so, it's also environmental as well.
Yep, that's me. Yep. Yep. I think that a lot of like one of the things I know for sure was generational was my mother and her sister's relationship. They would go years without speaking, years
Mm,
in, just that whole thing. My mother felt like her sister was a favorite, and they just hated each other. And that's something
mm,
that my sister and I grew up watching, and we kind of mirrored them. Like again, her room was literally like 15 centimeters away from mine, and we wouldn't talk for like 6 months. Like it was on, it was beef. Like, why aren't we beefing? Like, it's like, what even? And we did that for a number of years. And when we talked about, how my mother and her sibling was, we kind of came to a realization, like this lame. Like, our family is small. Like, we're blood. Like, we're sisters. Like, we need each other. Like, that ain't cool. Like, look how they ended up to this day. They can't stand each other. So that was one of
mm,
the things me and my sister was like, let that not happen to us. Like, we bigger than that. We better than that. And then me going to heal myself anyway. It was just, there was so many things that I had to unlearn and so
Yeah.
many things that
Yeah.
I had to undo from that. And it was a
Yeah.
lot of shadow work. Oh my goodness. And
Now, what was that? What did that work look like for you?
oh my goodness, Shanita, I think that just going to college, right, and just being myself and just so bold, just in the flesh, and just how people respond to me, some of the ways that I act, some of the stories that I share with them. That's when I first learned that the way that I lived, the way that I grew up, and some of the things I was doing was abnormal.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
people, things I would tell them, they mouths would be on the ground. Like, girl, you the strongest woman I ever. I'm like, what? Kiki and them had it way worse. Like, this ain't nothing. Shanita, I went to Boise State, which is a predominantly white college. I had 10 goals in my mouth, 10
Yeah.
goals. I had 72nd right here. I had hot orange hair, hot orange hair. The team was looking at me like, who,
Where you
how'd you get in? One girl was like, I was like, we not about to hang out with her. I was out there with them white folks like, hey, what's that? Like, best times of my life. I tell people all the time, it was like going to charm school, right?
Oh.
I was so hard, just loud, just, and a lot of
Dang.
people, they weren't. A couple of my homegirls, like one was from Compton, one was from Baltimore. They were used to that, but the other ones, they was just like, oh, this girl is a party. They didn't know people like that. Like they
Yeah.
weren't
Yeah.
asking,
Yeah.
have you ever did this? Have you ever did that? I'm like, like just,
Mm.
it was just so interesting for them to see, and I'm like, seeing, my teammates and everybody, I'm like, oh, y'all have parents here with y'all. They coming out to see y'all
Mm.
at track meets. Oh, y'all got a college fund? Y'all got a car? Y'all parents bought y'all a car? Like, what? And, we out there off the financial aid, broke, trying to make it happen, shape up,
Yep.
rock and roll.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, just,
Mm.
there was so many things that I thought was normal. I really had no idea until people reacted to it. Like, I literally was just,
Mm.
oh my goodness.
So that made you self-conscious,
Yes.
and it also made you look inwardly in a way that
Oh, yeah.
there is something that is that I don't even know,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm wearing this chip on my shoulder or whatever, my hair is loud or whatever it may
Yep.
be, that comes off to you in one way, but to others in another. How did that make you want to do the work?
Right. And so it was some of what I learned. I think there was some moments in college too, like just when I looked up and I saw that my family wasn't there, like they wasn't able to come to my graduation. They didn't have the money. So I wasn't gonna walk the
Mm.
stage. And Coach Watson was like, what you mean you're not gonna walk the stage? People from the hood don't graduate. You're walking the stage. Like, I don't know what you're talking
Mm.
about. Stuff
Yeah.
like that. I looked up, they weren't there. Or just seeing how my teammates whose parents came out, how they parent, their relationship
Yeah.
dynamic, their parents. I'm like,
Wow.
it was just like, wow. Even just taking, I was like a psych like minor or something, taking those child development courses and just learning
Mm.
how your early development shapes who you are. And it just, and I just started making the connections. I'm like, my mom used to slam us on the hardwood. It's just like, no wonder. Like, it's just
Yeah.
like all of these different things, like that were like some of the causes for just this hard
Yeah.
exterior, how I was and how I viewed things. But then on the flip side, it was just like I had so many, like, I'm gonna say Girl Scout skills for real. All
Oh,
the
Mm.
little
good.
stuff that the girls
Yeah.
thought in a skill circumstance. I'm like, girl, this how you open the door. This how you do
Right.
that. Y'all don't
Right.
know how to clean up. Y'all don't know how to pay. Like,
Right.
this how you do this.
Right.
They was like,
Right.
oh my God, like a real Girl Scout. Like, it's like they haven't been on their own before. They
Yeah.
didn't have to
Mm.
take care of their household. There were so many things they just didn't know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Even and they didn't have a lot of freedom. I had a lot of freedom growing up, and that could be a detriment and stuff. But when I got
Mm.
to school, it
Yeah.
was nothing. The boys, I was nothing. Was never really boy crazy. Was a tomboy. So a lot of my teammates, and they were boy crazy, right?
Yeah.
With the freedom and everything, grades started to slip, and
Mm.
I'm like, I'm least likely to succeed. Like,
Yeah.
how everybody flunking out but me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and so
You
it's
got
like
too much to
struggles.
lose. You got too much to
I
lose.
know, and I was just like, and it got so scary because I'm like, if I'm least likely to succeed, like my parents are here with me. I flew out here by myself. Like, I don't have the support,
Mm.
nothing. I'm like, I must be next. Like, what's
Mm.
gonna happen to me to where like I also end up flunking out? Some of them went to school later or whatever, and just,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I just couldn't believe that I was still standing. Like, I was making it.
Mm.
So I'm like, it's not gonna be my grades. Like, I like going to school. I like learning.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a boys. They next, like
Right.
it's not. I'm like, what is it gonna be like?
Mm.
um but then I graduated. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah,
hey.
that's it.
Like, so it was,
Did you have a mentor or anything, or was it just watching people on the sidelines just dropping like flies and being like, I'm gonna finish this, race. I'm gonna make sure I get through it.
that was like, so when I felt like I had Dice up until she actually drove me to Northridge to take my placement test to get in school, all that. I knew a lot of those people were one call away, but I was so used to just maneuvering on my own and then doing what I had to do. And I just was like, I just want to stay the course. I do recognize that this is a very rare opportunity. I am out here on a hurdle scholarship. I do want to be something. I want to be someone.
Mm,
I want to make the best of my opportunities. Like, again, like, I think I'm the first generation, yeah, college grad. And so I'm like, I want to be the first generation, a bunch of stuff. It's just like,
yeah.
Mhm.
and so I don't even remember, guys. Like, but I definitely didn't have like a mentor like through college. I just was like, I'm gonna just do what I have to do.
Mm.
Just, and that was, yeah, that's what it was.
That's powerful because I don't honestly, I don't know how far I would have gotten without my mentors.
Hmm.
And I did struggle with authority, w- but I just knew when certain people were just moving in a certain way.
Uh huh.
But when it came to people who really wanted to help me, I did like grab onto them
Yeah.
and I held on to them. So was there a time, when you graduated and you came back to Oakland?
Hmm.
How was that? Did you
Mm.
feel like, okay, I need to leave, I need to stay? Like, how did after college help you readjust the way you saw your life in Oakland?
Yeah. And so, just throughout the college experience, you know how we go home for spring break and Christmas and all of those. Some of those breaks we skip. I skipped, stayed at home. I mean, stayed at school. We was broke. We was like, we can't go this time. But it's like the more I advanced, like in my college, like during college, it was just like
Yeah.
I would go home and things were a lot louder,
Mhm.
than what they appeared before I went to school. Because I had a lot more awareness, a lot more education, and I just things that just it just was like, damn. Like I started to think about like these are the things that I used to find fun. These are some of the things that
Yeah.
I used to engage in, and I'm like, for the love of God, like how? I don't even remember how this was ever interesting, And
Mhm.
then, just seeing people kind of still in that exact same space, that they were
Mm,
in 2, then 3, then 4 years ago. I know I just felt very sad. There was a time I came back to Oakland and it just felt like there was a lot of violence going on. There was a lot of murders, a lot of people that we love, a lot of our friends were just dying. And I just felt like there was a great cloud
mm,
over the city of Oakland, and I just felt like it's a lot of sorrow in my heart. It was just this very heavy feeling that I just was like, I mean, this is not where I want to be, And
mm,
I pray for my city, and maybe one day I can come back and make a difference. But it just is like this is not somewhere I want to be. And then when I graduated, I had the same feelings. I'm like, what's next,
mm,
Even when I graduated Boise State, it was just like, okay, I got one degree. It wasn't particularly in the major that I wanted, but being a student athlete, we just didn't have a lot of time. We were away, we are traveling, we are doing this, we are doing that, and so I was like, I still want to go get the degree of my choice, which is my criminal justice degree, and eventually, I wanted the HBCU experience. Nita, I don't know if you remember, but all those Black college tours we would go on, or just get
yeah.
educated about in high school, I really wanted that experience, and so
Mm,
Mhm.
I applied to 3 of those and I ended up getting in, and I'm just like, she called me on the phone and was just like, yeah, no, I called them. It was like, you got in, and I remember screaming in the lady ear, and I was just super excited. Shanita, I packed my bags that day. Like, I flew to Louisiana. No housing, y'all. No housing. Rolled my bags on
Woo!
campus. On campus to admissions. And by the grace of God, they had like some super, I'm talking about the project student housing left. I wasn't tripping. Like, I had this little
yeah.
boy walk me to go get some sheets, and we thugged it out. Like, I prepared my dorm, and that was my transition into
Aw.
Louisiana and Grambling.
Wow. Wow.
I was like, I ain't going home. I don't want to. That's out. Like,
Wow.
no housing.
You sound like me when I came to the East Coast. I ain't had nowhere to live. I was sleeping in my SUV.
Yep. See, exactly. You
You just do what you
just do
gotta
what
do.
you do.
Yeah.
I
You,
remember my sister. Shout out to my big sister Toddy. She gave me a band. She like, here goes some cash. Alice, she gave me some cash. She like, here goes some cash. And I'm like, I got $2,000. It's enough to. That was not enough, but I'm like, this enough.
It's more than what I had. It's more than
She
what
was
I
like, no, that was
I'm
not
like, I'm about to
enough.
go buy a spot. I'm about to go buy like, girl.
Wow.
It was
That's
so funny.
powerful though. That's powerful because um, I like what you said about just you came back to Oakland and you saw the gray cloud, you saw the doom and gloom, but yet you were like, I still need to go and do what I need to do.
Yeah,
yeah.
I wasn't.
And that may not always be in Oakland.
Mhm.
Some people stay in Oakland forever. Um, what advice
I'm like,
what advice what advice do you have for people who may want to leave but they afraid?
Yeah,
I'm
uh,
listening.
yeah, yeah. Just, guys, just go. Just do it. Like I literally. And I knew that I wanted to get away. And I'm not
Yeah.
somebody who was connected to anything at home, not a boyfriend, not a situation, a relationship, not my friends, not my parents. And I'm really happy for that because it made it really easy for me to just go, like
Mm,
just stay gone. Because I had a few situations and it was like, I just don't want you to go. I'm gonna miss you. And
yeah.
I'm sorry. I got something to do. Like it's just like, and it happened when I was at Boise State. My college boyfriend was just like, "So what's gonna happen with us?" And and I'm just like, at the time, like his grades had slipped. He had left. It just was like I was trying to do some of his classes, get him up to par, all those things. I'm like, and then he turned around and asked, "What's gonna happen with us?" And I'm like, "Baby, I don't know, but I'm tech captain of flight to Louisiana, and that's just what it is. We know we ain't gonna do no distance relationship, so I don't know. And I just feel like when you're on a mission, like you
Yeah.
just have to literally. Yeah, I can come up with 900 excuses why I should wait. Or why
Mm,
opportunities will be there later, or when I get a little bit more money, or I feel a little bit more ready, or I feel like just
mm,
when my siblings get a little older, and you'll be waiting forever. Just
Yeah.
go,
yeah,
do
Yeah.
it, try it out.
yeah,
Yeah.
Some of us talk ourselves out of things for so long, and you just a
Yep.
bit you look back and you didn't take a leap. And
yeah.
so I just went. I don't know why, and it's funny because I don't think I'm even that bold anymore to go somewhere and not even have anywhere to stay and not even know anybody in Louisiana.
Right.
I'm like, that was really bold. And then I looked up 2 years later and I graduated with my master's, and it was just like,
Mm,
people like, girl, what? Turning water into wine? It was just so
yeah.
funny. Like,
No,
it was
for
so crazy.
real.
It's like,
I love that. I love that. I love that. I feel like this type of not just story, but that mindset. I feel like that is it needs to be more infectious. Like it
oh,
needs to spread. I
yep,
feel like I'm still in Oakland,
yep,
born and raised. I definitely want to get out of Oakland, but I want to pay it back. I stay for different reasons,
yeah, for
but
sure.
like you mentioned earlier, is you weren't tied to anybody. And I think a lot of the
Mm-mm.
reasons when I was like I applied to Spelman, I applied to
Yep,
I actually got into Bethune Cookman, and
yeah.
I went to Florida to visit the campus. But I know that at the time I had like a boyfriend, and then my dad got sick, and then I
Yep.
had different excuses. I made so many excuses, but I think
Hmm.
part of that excuse or just one of the things that held me back was myself. It was nothing else. It was
For sure.
just,
Yeah.
what if this, what if that? And instead of staying true and, believing in God and what you said mission, instead
Yeah.
of
Just.
following that mission I had, I
Yeah.
just felt like, okay, maybe I should just wait and
Hmm.
see, like when you wait and see, you mess up. But I really admire that you didn't wait and see, because
Mm-mm.
you didn't want to bet on the future. You wanted to bet
No.
on the now, and you did it with that
Man,
boldness. So
kept it
I
moving.
applaud you. That's
Ooh.
good. I think that is
Thank
so
Yeah.
good. That is so good.
Listen, um, you went to Louisiana by yourself,
Yes.
Yeah.
and I came to the East Coast with me and my two brothers and my
Yep.
sister, and they was
Yeah.
looking at me. I was looking at them. I'm like, we just gonna lay on top of these clothes
Yep.
until
Yep.
until we
Um,
figure it out. And I think the having a mission,
Yes.
yeah.
even if you don't know what it's gonna look like, have one. Have
Hmm.
something that will drive you, something
Absolutely.
that is strong enough to get you out of your seat to get you out of your position, out
Yep.
of your predicament, so
Hmm.
that you can actually do something. But
Yes.
if you have no mission,
Hmm. No, no,
you will do
it's so
nothing.
easy to get lost. It's
Yeah.
so easy to get lost. Like, and then growing up, I had every example of like it just they weren't happy. My whole family being on welfare or just addicted to some drug or just not traveling, not going anywhere, just sitting there a lot, no job, like nothing. It just I'm
Mm,
like that is not enjoyable. You guys are
mm,
not happy. Even when you are happy temporarily doing things that
Yeah.
make are fun, but
Yeah.
in totality, it's just like this is not desirable. I don't want to do
yeah.
this. Like I'm not doing
Yeah.
this. Like, and so for sure.
Yeah. So, okay, you came to the Lord,
Yep.
came to the Lord,
I
came
did.
to the Lord.
I
Praise
did.
God for that.
Amen.
Do you feel like he was
Girl, you've been
chasing?
covered. You've been covered.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
felt
he
that. I've
definitely
been feeling
definitely
that
covered
this whole
you.
time.
Definitely
Oh my
covered you.
goodness.
Yes.
Oh
Do
yeah.
you
Yes.
feel is this something that happened suddenly or was this a process?
No, it was a process.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's like um the last couple of years I've had a church life, right? And just been getting more involved in like the ministry at my church and just reading my Bible. Like a lot of us sleep on reading my Bible. Like sometimes it's so hard to just open it and read it.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah,
scripture. It's like you can scroll on Instagram for 2 hours, but you ain't opening that Bible. And
yeah.
that's when I got a lot of answers to a lot of the things that I was going through like in my life. But I feel like you said, like God has been chasing me. There were
Yes.
so many circumstances where I could have went this way, right? And
Yeah.
he
Yes.
had his hand on me and I went that way.
Yeah.
Like even when
He
I
was
was in the
like,
streets, right? You know,
You got smacked.
like even just being in the streets, there were so many things that happened where it's just like, oh, you could have been dead or you could have been
yeah.
shot or you was with the wrong
Yeah.
boy or
Mm,
you was doing something, you was somewhere you shouldn't have been. It just there was way too many circumstances where I got lucky, right? But
yeah.
no, it was God just carrying me. Even when I look back and think about just simply just being the person that broke the generational curses, like just in my
Yes.
entire family, is just like I just was like, and there was a lot of points where I'm just like, why me?
Mm,
Like what? Like, and I just felt like the Lord just kept choosing me for all of these things, and I keep looking up and I'm accomplishing all of these things, and I'm just like, why
mm,
me
yes.
though? You know? And then
Yes.
when I fell in love with Jesus and everything, and I'm just like, and then my mindset shifted to why not you?
Yeah.
Like why not? What do you
Yes.
mean? I'm gonna keep choosing.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Amen.
Yes.
And then as I grew closer to God, it was just like I just started to just like literally just like desire just a closeness with Him, a relationship with Him, and just like all of the worldly things, all of my habits, they just were so unimportant. All
Mm,
of the things that I felt like I would never be able to stop doing or I was so connected to or tied to, they just felt so small once I fell in love with
mm,
God. And it was just like I don't care about nothing else but
yeah.
being close to Him and
Yeah.
walking in my purpose. And
Yeah.
I felt like that. It was just like I don't care. I'm like, you can have whatever. The world
Yeah.
does not have the answers. Clearly. I
Yeah.
tried my way, didn't work. Tried the way of the world, didn't work. And it's just like I don't care about nothing else. That's all I want is to be
Amen.
in closeness
Yeah.
with God. And
Yeah.
that's what led to the baptism, Nita. And that was something I slept on for a minute. And it was just like one of those things like, am I ready? Like,
Hmm.
what if I come out that water and I'm still living the same or I'm
I
still
got
doing all these
baptized
things?
twice. So
Yeah, right, Nita. And it's funny because I got dipped, right? And I'm like, I'm thinking the next morning I'm gonna feel convicted about all of these things. And
Mm.
it didn't happen like that. Things are
Yeah.
happening gradually.
Yeah.
And as I
Yeah.
get further in my Christianity, I'm learning what I'm not supposed to, how to live and how
yeah.
to, and you have to give yourself grace. It don't
Yeah.
happen in one dip. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so,
No.
but I'm very serious in my walk and I cut out a lot of things that again I thought I was tied to, that I thought I wanted,
Mm,
the big things, like, right?
yeah.
But no, like I just feel so I can't even explain it. Just there's a light, like a
Mm,
lightness, like in my heart and in my spirit that I feel. I know I'm
mm,
That's
doing what I'm
good.
supposed to be doing. You know,
yeah.
Yeah, God
it
calls us
just
to be a city light on a hill.
it's
So
crazy.
that
Exactly.
light is in you. And I felt that even when I was wondering where did this, like leadership come from if you didn't see that
Mm-hmm.
growing up. But God, I
No,
think, placed that like in you
I,
innately, or at least because of the lack of, the maternal figure. Inadvertently, that made you step up too, from being the
absolutely,
oldest and then God having his hand on you. And then
absolutely.
trusting you because he knew that only you could
Yes.
probably bear it and
Yep.
then break it.
Yep.
So it does come at a cost, but I think there's always like that grace and that strength that
Yep.
God gives us. And
Yep.
he gave it to you. He gave it's all through you. So
It
Yeah.
took
I
me so
really
long.
love, what you shared and spoke about today. I really do.
I appreciate you guys. And no, like seriously, it took me until like I'm gonna say a few weeks ago to realize like, the positive things that I've done. Like, you do things and you just walking along your path and you're not giving yourself the credit for it and stuff. And
Yeah.
it's always somebody telling me like, you did this, you did that, and
Yeah.
it's clicks. It's just like
Yeah.
giving yourself grace and
Right.
just really being proud of
Acknowledging
yourself.
yourself.
There
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Instead of focus on the
Just
next thing,
yeah.
because now I'm like,
Yes.
what else God
Yeah.
got for me? It's like he
Yeah.
I'm
always
telling you.
what? Like,
I'm telling you. But
Yeah.
it's such but that's a good way to live. It's a
Yep.
healthy way to live. And sometimes I sit and I go, okay, do I do things for the sake of doing it because I need to feel busy, because I need to feel like I'm achieving something,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because I grew up as I'm the oldest child. I have a
Yep.
type A personality,
Yep. Oh, yep,
triple
me
A.
too.
I'm a triple A, like,
Ooh.
and,
Yep.
I'm an overachiever and things
Yep.
like that. And so
Same.
I had to come to the Lord and be like, okay, do I need to chill or do
Right.
I need to, what is it? Is
Rest.
it because I'm
Big
scared?
deal.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna be, yeah, I'm guilty. I'm scared that I'm gonna be a failure. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? But then most times I do things because I want my children to be proud. I want
Mhm.
my
Absolutely.
children to be able to go, this is
Absolutely.
what my mom did. And I want to show them that
You,
things are possible. You can do
you
whatever
can.
God strengthens you to do.
Yep. And
Yeah.
that's that with Anita. Amen. Right?
Yeah.
Like I wish, like if this wasn't my podcast, like I'd be all on like Shanita. Hats off to you, Shanita. This is
Listen. No,
incredible. Like,
no, I love you for that, and I appreciate everybody for that. I really do. And something that I want to do more of is I mean I like to, and I do this in my friendships where I talk to whoever and I make sure that whatever I have, I'm pulling it out of you too, because you
Yeah.
have it too,
oh,
Yeah.
right?
yep.
It just, maybe you just haven't discovered it, or maybe you scared of it,
Yeah.
whatever it may be. And this is why I wanted to start this podcast, because I know I'm not the only one,
Mm-mm. Oh
right?
no.
I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only story from
Mm,
Oakland, California. I'm not the only one. Now,
Hmm.
now maybe for this season, the Lord has graced me to share my story. And it took me 4 years to
yep.
write that book. It took me 4 years because I was afraid. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm putting my business out there. I'm putting myself out there.
Yep.
It took a lot. And so this is what this podcast is for everybody to see that it's not just a few people, it's not just one person. Like I look at your life from social media and I'm just like, oh my gosh,
Mhm.
he travels the world. Like,
Yes.
we
Living my
talked
life
about
like it's
that.
golden. Living my
Yeah.
life like it's
We barely
golden.
talked about
Yep.
that. Like, you take your Oakland girl everywhere you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling.
Everywhere
Yeah.
you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, and that's
I love
beautiful.
that.
And it's and I know you're graced to do that in this season, right? You don't have children right now, like, so you get to get up and go when
Just
you want to go.
yes, Nita.
And so, and that's beautiful, because there are some people who just still living,
I know. Just I know. Yep.
just sitting in the
Existing.
field,
Yep.
Existing.
yeah, just existing. And
Existing.
so,
They're not living. They're just existing.
right,
Thank,
they're just existing.
thank
Yeah.
you for saying that because you definitely inspired me to get on here and just tell mine.
Yes.
There were some things I'm like, like, but we didn't even touch on some of the things, the little bio we
Mhm.
write. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, but I feel like the message was definitely understood. Like,
Yeah.
the questions you asked, they were spot on and everything just
Yeah.
flowed. But like, I think there's so much beauty in just being transparent.
Yes.
Yes.
Never know who you might help.
Yes.
Are way worse and people. I love this. I love this.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
an open book. I don't care. I'm not a secretive person. If you want to know something, ask me. Because I'm gonna
Mhm.
tell you the whole thing. And my friends know that about me. Like
Listen,
everything.
I like when people write their bios though, because
Yep.
it gives us enough
Yep.
to go, okay, this is
Yeah.
Yep.
what we can talk about.
Yeah.
This is what we can focus
Hmm.
on. Definitely not trying to put people business out in the street, right?
Exactly.
But
No.
it's like, okay, this is a great topic, and really it's
Yep.
all about what you feel comfortable about.
Exactly.
And yeah, so I really appreciate you, Taji. I know that people are blessed. We had like 11, 12 people here watching this. We got a few
Yeah.
people over there watching this. So just from the people that know you, that love you, y'all watching, y'all supported.
I know.
I want to say that if you are interested in sharing your Oaklander story, please reach out to us, Oakland Girl Live at Gmail. Follow us on all the socials,
Yes.
video, and all the things. And we just want to love you. We just want to bless you.
Yep.
Taji, girl, I'm so excited. I got your number, so we will stay in touch. I'm not gonna
Yes.
even go through on the
Yes,
phone,
Nita.
but
We
we
ain't
gonna
done.
stay in touch. We gonna
I'm
do
in Oakland. I know,
Yep.
we not
Okay, boo.
neighbors,
Avia in
but
yes,
Oakland.
we still close.
yes, yes. I live in New
Perfect.
Jersey. I live in New Jersey, but we gonna
Yep.
travel though. We gonna
Go.
Yes.
travel.
That's right.
Yes,
We out
yes,
here.
we gonna meet somewhere and travel. So thank you
Thank
for this opportunity just to
you so
talk to
much.
you, to hear your story. And
Yes.
yeah,
It
y'all,
inspired me. It inspired me.
Let's
So,
go.
yes.
yes, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, y'all. So thanks for
All
watching
right.
Golden Girl Live.
Bye.
Bye.